Hi everybody, I'm going to show you how to use Incredibox in your classroom. This is just going to be a quick walkthrough, but if you want to get some more ideas from me, check out my blog. I have some blog posts on Incredibox, and I also have some lesson plans in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. Okay, so here we go. If you are on a computer, this is how the website's going to show up. If you're on an app, you get to skip some of these steps, but since we're on a computer, we're going to click Try Web Version. Now, there is a paid app, but only the web version is free, and the web version gives you access to 4 of the 8 different versions, or basically styles of music and loop options that you can now see here. So we get Alpha, Lil Miss, Sunrise, and The Love, while the other 4 are locked for only paid users. I find that these 4 free ones are plenty. I like to use Sunrise off the bat because it has 4 distinct colors with different sorts of sounds and effects. So it can kind of help the students differentiate between singing and beatboxing or high and low voices and things like that. Once it's loaded, hit the play button. And here's the swimsuit portion I warned you about in the blog post. All of the guys show up without shirts. Usually students don't have an issue with it as long as they get the explanation, oh, they're just in swimsuits. And nobody really has made it a big deal, but you know your students and your community best. Make sure you run it past your admin if you think it could be a concern. When you drag one of these colorful boxes, which are the loops, onto the guys, it'll start playing that loop. It takes a second to load. And as you can see, it starts to sound really cool really quickly as you're stacking these up. There is no combination that you can use in Incredibox that is going to sound bad. So it's actually kind of good for building students' self-efficacy as an introductory activity, for beat making, for eventually using a DAW, where you can make mistakes or where you can make music that might not sound like it fits together to you. And that can sometimes frustrate students. So this is a good kind of failure-free, I guess you could say, way of introducing them. You can see I hit the pause button up here, but you can also mute or solo the individual tracks. So I do that by hovering over the guy. I can mute him, or I could solo him, or I could delete him outright and replace him with somebody else. You can use as few or as many tracks as you want. What I like to do is I like to take advantage of the fact that we can mute and solo the guys by having students create a song with a particular form. So if we have been working on ternary form, for example, I might tell them, your Incredibox needs to have an A section, a B section, and then an A section again by muting and unmuting your tracks. Here's what that might look like. I'm just dragging random ones right now. Probably sound cool. This guy's one of my favorites here with the blue mask. Gotta put some clothes. Gotta put some clothes. If I wanted, this could just be the A section by itself, no pun intended, be the A section, ha ha ha. This could just be the A section itself. And then if I want to do the B section, gotta put some clothes. I could opt to just mute some. I could also trade them out for other tracks. So you might want to tell the students, only trade out ones that you can remember. So maybe trade out 1 or 2 tracks that are at the very end. I'll take them. I'll put in a couple other guys. And that could be my B section. And then you would have them go back to the A section for when they perform. Now they could perform these live, quote unquote, or Incredibox has a record feature. To record, I go up in the top left corner. So as you can see, see, they don't give a number here, unfortunately, but here is the marker for where the 24 seconds is at that you have to hit for the recording. Once you've hit that 24 seconds, you can hit the record button again to make it stop. You can either retry it, you can replay it, or you can hit save. Now, when you hit save, it's going to ask for your DJ's name, and it does say down here, don't use your real name, which is a nice reminder. So I tell my students, make something up, because these will get shared out on their website. So again, check with your school, check with your admin on your policies on this. Even if your students use a fake name here, there may be restrictions to what they can do. So I'm going to put inspired, and my mix title will be wired. I'm not going to dedicate it to anybody. Maybe I should dedicate it to you. Now you can share it. You'll notice that export and my mix are locked because you have to have the app for that. Otherwise, that's a great way to collect your students' work. If you have just the free version, though, you can still share. That allows you to use email, Facebook, Twitter, or just grab the link. So you could have your students copy down the link and submit it as an assignment in your LMS. So Schoology, Google Classroom, whatever you all use in your district. Or you could have them directly email it to you by clicking mail and typing your email in here. Now, in this case, obviously you want their real name here, so you'll have to remind them of that. They don't have to go into their email application or anything else this way, so it's a little bit more straightforward maybe for your younger students who aren't as savvy with email. Of course, after the COVID times and virtual learning, your kids might be pretty savvy with email anyways. You might be surprised. I find that Incredibox is a great resource for testing time when you have to have quiet music lessons, as if that's a thing. You can pop on some headphones, have them bring their laptops, and still be engaging in music making and music technology. It's also good for indoor recess, like rainy days. It's good for a center, and I like to use it as a segue into beat making using some sort of DAW like Soundtrap or GarageBand. Again, depends on the situation in your school district, but if you have access to those are another great set of resources for your students, especially if we want them to be able to participate in some modern music careers as they grow up. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I am happy to help. And like I said, if you need some more ideas, check out my blog and check out my lessons on Teachers Pay Teachers. My name on there is Inspired and Wired Music as well. I hope to hear back from you, and I hope that this was helpful.